In this video, we're going to be analyzing my clean off the low blocks. The low blocks place the bar just beneath my knee. We are catching it in the full squat. If you notice now, as I draw a line in, that the red line is going to draw or mark a vertical position from my shoulders down to the bar, down to my feet. Because the camera angle is slightly behind, that's why it looks to be just a bit off. This new position of starting off the blocks is what sets this as the new way of lifting off the blocks versus what we have traditionally done before. So instead of having our hamstrings engaged as we lift off the blocks, we are now going to start each position or start each lift in our starting position from the floor, just on top of the blocks. So instead of having our hamstrings engaged, we have our shoulders directly over the bar, and from here we will now slowly come on up into our position now of our hamstrings fully loaded and our shoulders well in front of the bar. Our torso a bit flatter, as can be seen by the white line. You can see that the knee angle is a lot more open than it was in the start position, meaning that the hamstrings are much more engaged at this point. So here is our position with the bar just above the knees. The hamstrings are engaged, and as we continue throughout the pull, you will notice that we come up into our position here where the bar is, or where our torso is upright, as shown by the green line. Our heels are still on the ground or are just about to leave the ground. The bar is making contact with our hips or our thighs, and we are ready to go up and then get underneath the bar. All right. At the meantime, we are pulling this bar back into our thighs the entire time. As I progress through this lift, you can see that my mistake here is that I have let the bar drift forward a little bit. You can see now the space between my thighs and that bar. Ideally, that bar will be further back. However, if we go back through this lift, you will see that even though we are lifting off the blocks, I have hit all three poses of Olympic weightlifting technique. From the floor, from our starting position, this is pose 1. You see our shoulders are directly above the bar, our chest is up, we're ready to push the floor away from this position. As we go into pose 2, the weight goes onto our heels, our hamstrings load, and our shoulders go out over the bar. As we go to pose 3, we are more upright. We have that bend in the knees, so you can see us go from straight to more bent knees. So here is what's called the double knee bend, to now our explosion up, and then we finish by pulling our body down underneath that bar, finishing the lift. So there it is, the new style of lifting off the blocks as taught to me by Glenn Pendelay.